Hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Sorry I've been absent for a while. It's been a long time. It's been a long time since I posted. This was due to family bereavement. I experienced a loss at the beginning of this year, and at some point I thought it was okay to come back to work to post here, but then I went back again. Yes, it's not easy going through bereavement, and sometimes you just need to pace yourself, pace things out, and take it slowly and easy on yourself. I know the society always wants us to quickly move on, but it's not always that feasible. It's not always that easy. And while there are other motivation for us to do things that we've committed to do, things that make us really happy. For example, you can continue working because you have to, but some other things, like other things that make you happy, you might not be quite prepared to engage. So this brings me to talking about bereavement and loss. First of all, I would like to introduce the definition by a researcher called Shirley Thompson. She talked about bereavement, and her description, first of all, she defined both bereavement, grief and mourning. So she made us to understand that bereavement is the act of loss, as in when you lose someone. And then grieving is the psychological impact, how you react to it. That is something that people cannot describe from outside. Sometimes it becomes obvious how you are coping psychologically, but in most cases, we try to disguise those feelings. So we also have the mourning aspect, which is what many people find out. And what I experienced from my personal experience, people want to tell you how to mourn your loss, and which is not for me. It is mourning is it should be personal how you want to go about it. And one thing many researchers have in common concerning loss is that it is important to mourn. Do your thing, whatever that makes you feel you are mourning your loss, your thing, and you should take ownership of it and try to do all you can to mourn the loss if you want to, so you don't let people decide or tell you how to deal with your loss. What I come across is some people really wanted you to just stand up and start going, get moving, but you know your connection with the person, you know the relationship with the person, you know how you want to deal with it. So don't be in a hurry to rush back because of the pressure, because people are putting you under pressure to stand up and continue with life. Life goes on, and there is a lot of time to spend in life to do other things. But when it's time, you want to bring out time to mourn your loss, don't feel guilty about it. Know that it is for the greater good. In the end, it helps with your closure, and it helps you to be able to move on when it's time. But don't forget that too much of everything is not, as in, it's always good to have limitation to everything. So if you are grieving for too long, if it's having a lot of negative impact on you, if grieving is having a lot of negative impact, if you feel it is taking a lot, because there is also the aspect of having other anxiety and depression following loss. So if you think it is getting out of place, like you are not managing well within yourself, then do not hesitate to seek professional support, because all these are stages, and sometimes you get stuck in one stage And if you think you are not managing well, you're not coping well, feel free to seek professional support. And you can also get yourself involved in activities that will promote your well-being. You know, there are a lot of things out there, you know, you can do to improve your well-being and to help you cope with the loss. But one thing I will always encourage is not sweeping loss under the carpet. Some people really want to disguise it. They want to do activities to distract themselves from the feeling. But many researchers would discourage you. They want you to feel the feeling, go through it, and try and recover. But if you're not able to recover, that is when you will seek support. But do not try to disguise the feelings. Like some people will want to just party. Some people will just want to go and take on a course, just something to distract them from this. Is something that most people just try to discourage us from, because it is better to deal with it at that time and get all the support you can. One thing I really appreciate this time was the support I got from family and friends. People were really supportive. People were visiting, people were calling, people were checking on me. It was really part of the recovery process. So if you have your support network, take advantage of them. But there's some people that just want to mourn in peace. So we are all different, but don't do it because others are doing. Make sure it is what you want. And if you're not coping, if, for example, you choose to mourn in peace and you later find out that you are not coping well, you now need people around you, do not hesitate to change your strategy. Do not hesitate to reach out to people. And like I always say, seek support if need be. Do not sit on it. And if it is taking longer than expected, if it's impacting on your day or your work or your parenting or any aspect of your life, even your marriage, if it's impacting on you, that's so obviously impacting in your daily life, then in a negative way, then you might want to seek support. So this is what I have to share with you today. I just want you to share with your loved ones who might be going through similar situation. It is really hard, but it is not the end of the world, because no matter the pain we experience today, as the day goes, it passes, it reduces. Not that the person is no longer there in our hearts, but the pain, the hurt, and the feelings that are associated with them begins to be more positive than more of negative. Then you start thinking about all the good things you shared together. You start appreciating life. And there is also the aspect of post-traumatic growth, which we always gain after such incidents. Sometimes it is not all the time that people have that post-traumatic growth. Sometimes when things like this happen, you start appreciating those moments. You start appreciating life. You start seeing life from a different perspective. Even your behavior will now change. So in everything, even in negative situations like death, there's also something that comes out positive, which they refer to as post-traumatic growth. So thank you for watching this video. Please remember to subscribe to my channel, like and share my video. Thank you. Bye-bye.